Hello Sagittarius, welcome back to Peony Lore, where we help you find the beauty in all things. So this is going to serve for the sun, moon, and rising sign of Sagittarius. It's specifically for the week of the 5th through the 11th. Go check out my Facebook page at Peony Lore if you haven't up into this particular moment. I broke down all of the 5 planets in retrograde still because we're going into the 6th planet going into retrograde this week, and there's a lot of energy. So I'm going to, for Mercury retrograde, break this down week by week to help everyone out with navigating this stuff. So the first card I'm going to pull is going to be the energy that you're carrying into this first full week of ooh, look at that, this first full week of September. And the energy that we have, oh, let me show you. The energy that we have is the energy of the Ace of Coins. So this is a blessing, Sagittarius, that is following you into this first week. And what this is going to do is it's going to lead you into the energy of making some different decisions when it comes towards resources of some sort. Now, resources doesn't always have to mean money, but it can mean people, places, things, being at the right place at the right time. But this is leading you into a growth factor right now. Now, the next card that I wanted to pull out here, the Sacred Geometry, is to help you with releasing anything that was considered burdensome within whatever this energy is that you're bringing in. And how appropriate. The card that we have here is the meditation card, which is the connection, and they're talking about the Sri Yantra. And the reason I bring this up is when it comes to dollars and resources and creating money grids and things, this is the bad boy that you probably want to be using. So if you've either created a grid or you need to adjust a grid, but the other thing that the universe is saying is that you need to make sure that you're connecting to your level of higher wisdom at this time and not make it all about the dollars. So what you want to release, long story short, is the overemphasis on resources. The resource you need to work on throughout this particular week and help yourself release yourself from that, kind of like a do-over, before you even get to the full moon, we haven't even got there yet, is the over-connectedness. If you feel that there's been an over-connectedness or emphasis on dollars or resources, okay? Meditation is the key to help you get back to balance with what this timing is going to be, right? Let's clear this old energy out. So, of course, you guys know this week is Mercury going into retrograde when we hit Friday, but of course we've got the full moon in Pisces that takes place the next day on Saturday. But we're going to pull a card for every single day of this particular week and see what else is going on for you there. No, they said reshuffle. All right, we'll reshuffle. We will do that. We're going to reshuffle. See what we got going on. I do think that the universe is trying to tell you that there's a strategy that is on its way for you. You might be missing it just a wee teeny tiny bit, just a little bit. One probably little last dotting of the I or crossing the T that's going to be supportive for you, which is why they're calling you out here. Okay. All right. So let's get into the energy for Sagittarius. Monday's energy for Sagittarius. Labor Day the 5th. We have the Knight of Pentacles presenting in the upright position. All right. Monday, we have the energy of Venus hanging out with Virgo, which is talking about showing you the loving way that relationships of any way, shape, or form, so money potentially for you, needs to be adjusted. We're talking about some practical things that are coming up here. Tuesday, we have, you want all of them? All right. In a row. Yeah, I get you. Tuesday's energy is the King of Wands in reverse. Wednesday, we have a whole structure. There's a whole conversation that's going on here. And so that is the Page of Swords in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles upright, and then we've got the Hermit in the reverse position on Wednesday. So it's going to be a pretty interesting day for you on Wednesday. It also happens to be the heaviest day of the week with the most transitions that are taking place. So let's see. Whoops, that's my fault right there. That is fat finger syndrome all day long. Let me just put these back in order and then just reshuffle here. But we do have some pretty other interesting energies that are taking place here. And so Sagittarius, I think that for you, where Jupiter has been in its retrograde for the past length of time until we get to the end of October, has really been challenging you on your level of expansion. The universe is really trying to get you to expand in a certain area. And I think that this is the week where we're going to start to tie up some loose ends. And so there's some very specific instructions for you here. All right, so Friday's energy looks really, really good. Thursday's energy, let me go back to that one, is the energy of the Five of Swords in the upright. So there's going to be some words that need to be said, and the universe is just giving you a little bit of caution. When we get to Friday, we have the Four of Wands in the upright, the 1111 card. That's good. It's there's some good information that is coming for you in one way, shape, form, or another, or has some information with regards to either home-based business or your actual home. Now, it could be your actual business as well, but I'm really feeling more at this moment that it is home-based for some of you. We do have the Three of Swords that came in to have a conversation with us on Saturday. That is the energy that the universe wants you to release. And then on Sunday, we have the energy of the Hangman in the reverse position. So we have a couple of major arcana that have popped up here. So we're going to pay attention to what this is all about. Again, you have not leapt in a direction. The retrograde of Jupiter itself has slowed you down a little bit to a certain extent. And the universe is going, it's time. Okay. When it starts to go direct here in the month of October, you are going to shoot the frick out of the gate. I'm telling that, yeah, that's just what's up. The universe is getting your attention about you spending your resources, your time resources as well, your physical time. You're doing too much. And so they're calling attention to that. You think that you had to be in all these different places, and the universe is like, no, you didn't really. But we're going to let you continue to do the things that you feel you want to do to like get it out of your system, right? So what the universe is trying to tell you is that this particular week, you're coming out of it. This is the week, Sagittarius, that if you felt like you were waiting till the time was right to do something, the universe is like, the time is right. The time is now. We don't have any other time. Like, this is the time. This is the time. Okay. So let's figure out what we got to do this week. Okay. You are going to come out of it. They are asking me to clarify the Three of Swords here on the energy of Saturday, but more so for me, it's not, it is a timing, but so they're telling me right now that we're going to do a clarifier here. I'll just go get those cards ready as we talk about the rest of the week. Okay. Back to Monday. The Knight of Pentacles coming in, talking about long-term strategy, long-term gain. It is slow, but slow and steady winning the race. So that's the energy that you're kind of coming into on Monday here on this Labor Day. We've got a couple of interesting energies that I feel more so than anything else that's affecting you has a lot to do with the Mercury and Libra conversation, that square that's taking place with the moon in Capricorn on this particular day. The next practical level of steps and things that need to be taken, along with that juicy conversation with Venus in Virgo. Kind of the same similar conversation, okay? So Tuesday's energy gets highlighted with the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. So that's basically no energy being spent. Kind of like a day off energy, if you will. And the reason I feel that this is an important one is because we have this trine that's coming up with Uranus in Taurus. So Taurus is that practical day-to-day, earth and energy. It does have a lot of emphasis on our second house of physical dollars and cents. And it's coming up against the conversation with where Uranus wants us to be, like our next steps forward. So when that is trining the moon in Capricorn at that particular moment, what that's telling us is, yeah, this is what we need to do. This is our strategy. And we may not have had the benefit of all of that strategy exhibited because we've been waiting for whatever reason all this time. But this is not the week. But this is the day to really understand. In order for me to move forward, I might need to just slow down a little bit, just to absorb as much as I possibly can before I say and do the next thing. Here's the interesting thing about Wednesday, though. There's a lot of energy here on Wednesday, and I did tell you that Wednesday is the heaviest day of the week when it comes to the multiple transitions. I'm going to talk to you about them because it's going to be meaningful to someone somewhere. Now, I want to show it to you like this, because the central theme of what's going on with these transitions is the Five of Pentacles. This is where the universe says, if you will just come in out of the cold, we can support you with these other things that are taking place. You're hanging out being cold and not making decisions. Why? Because what you don't understand is that these Five Pentacles here have been things behind the scenes that the universe has been working in your favor, which is why they're telling you you're working too hard. We've already got this taken care of, and you're like killing yourself to death for whatever reason. This is the energy of the Page of Swords. So there is not new, fresh information that's getting ready to come to you on this particular day, nor do you need to give fresh energy on this particular day. Because what we want you to focus on is that there's things that are getting ready to pop out for you that you didn't know were taking place on this day. Okay? And it's the energy of the Hermit. The energy of the Hermit, Virgo, has been supporting you already up until this point, and or you do have Virgo very heavy in your chart, Sagittarius. You might want to take another look at that reading. When the Hermit is in the reverse position, there has been a little bit of a resistance, okay, to going within, getting those final details from the universe about perhaps the next step that you wanted to take. But sometimes when the Hermit is in the reverse position, it's because I got something to say, right? You just might need to hang out for just a little bit before you say this next piece. The only reason I'm putting it into that energy is because the universe is really trying to get your attention about these pentacles. They're really trying to share with you that something that you want has been already on its way, but for some reason you're focusing on what you don't have instead of what it is that we're bringing you. I had to say it that way because that's what they told me to say. This whole week is about this presentation to you about resources, whether it's physical dollars or people. So you got to pay attention to that. We might pull another clarifier card on this one because of the huge nature that this is bringing. But let's talk about what happens on the energy of Thursday. The energy of Thursday and Wednesday, to that point, the moon will have moved into the sign of Aquarius. So we get into this big, airy-fairy, expansive thought process, literally within our thoughts about things. And as it's moving into the energy of Thursday, the big, sexy thing that pops up here, in my opinion, that's supportive of the day is it's going to be very unusual for you to understand, but it is a square. Virgo, for you, I think this, excuse me, I said Virgo, but I meant Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the energy that I think is supporting you is this square that's popping up with this whole Taurus in Uranus. It is the movement forward that you need. And so if you look at it this way, we'll look at it this way. There's something that needs to be said. And Virgo, you don't have enough of the juice in order to say the thing that needs to be said and lead somebody else to the mountain. You may have been able to do it in one instance, but there's something that's a little bit incomplete. And so I think that shock of this particular day is going to allow you to say the things that need to get said on this Thursday. Now, this is the only caution that you have. You are going to say what you need to be able to say, Sagittarius. And it's going to be taken in good strides if you can be nice about it. So say what you got to say. Just be cautious of the way that you say what it is that you want to say. You're going to come out the victor. There's no way that you're not. But you just have to use caution because this is going to be the thing that is the change for you on this particular Thursday. Okay? Yeah, we might do a clarifier on that one as well. Let's talk about Friday. Friday, when we get into the Mercury retrograde, we will have had the moon entering into the sign of Pisces like dark 30 in the morning. The one thing that's getting ready to come up in this particular situation for you, my friend, that I think is supportive, which is why we have the Four of Wands, the 1111 card here, is a couple of different things. First of all, the Jupiter in Aries combination that shows up with the Virgo in Venus that started earlier on in the week is coming to have this conversation with you on this day. It's very, very supportive for you, very specifically on this day. You're going to have much emphasis or impact with the aggressive Mars Gemini energy square that's taking place. That isn't going to have anything to do with you. The universe is shining on you on this particular moment because of that supportive fire energy that's coming from Aries on this particular day. It's cautioning you here. It's supporting you here. Okay? So again, this means progress. This means new doors being opened. This means stability where you might have thought you didn't have stability. If you didn't see it before, the universe is smacking you in your face with it here when we get to the energy of Friday. So realize that even if you had to hold on to something, or if you were waiting to say something so similar to the past couple of energies in one sense, say whatever you got to say with kindness. But Virgo is really helping you, and I don't know that you believe that going within to hear the information about what has already been done for you. It's almost like you need to put back on that attitude of gratitude. Okay, you are doing something to the nth degree, and they're trying to get your attention about it so that you can continue on in this beauty path. Now, on the energy of Saturday, one of the things that we want to be able to release for some of you is going to be anything that's created stop, heartbreak, indigestion, heart palpitations, literally things that have just created a stoppage of time for you. Anything that's made you uncomfortable, and we're going to leave it at that. Okay? Any of those things needs to be released on Saturday's full moon. And we are going to pull a clarifier on that because that's what they said to do. We will have moved completely in prior decisions that have gotten made. And I didn't even get there. So this is a progression of energy. Whoa! Yes. Anything where you held your tongue back. You made a decision to not say words. You made a decision and there were some uncomfortable feelings in here, Sagittarius. You are letting go of all of that on this particular day because this is what's making you solid. So Aries is absolutely, I just love my job. I love it when everything's come together. Jupiter and Aries coming together to support you on this day. This is about timing, my friends. This is about timing. So the universe is also talking to you about 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months from now. I happen to believe that it has everything to do with the end of the Jupiter retrograde and that being able to support you. So we go the last week of September, the first week of October is when you're going to start to feel more of this beautiful being more solid in your frame. Okay, just want to let you know. When we get to the energy of Sunday, we have the Hangman in the reverse position. When we have the Hangman in reverse position, what we're talking about is the release of confusion, the release of those things that have been holding you back a little bit, especially when it comes to your own intuition and your level of spirituality that you're in. When it's in the upright, we're being asked to hang out for a little bit so that you can receive the detail. Now you would have received the detail. And that makes a lot of progressive sense because of you releasing anything emotional that was stopping you as far as, anything that was making you uncomfortable. Because you are going to see the light. Wednesday is just going to be a big ass day for you. And I'm just going to take a couple cards. Universe, give me a few more pieces of information about this Wednesday for our Sagittarius, okay? Let's see what else we have here for Sagittarius. What else? How else can we explain this? Main player. Yeah, I get it. And yeah, here we go. This is all about moving forward and not saying your piece to somebody else in a very direct way because it had everything to do with your finances. Here's the deal. On this particular day, you get into your divine feminine aspect, okay? Which is less doing and more creating, right? The other thing that takes place is you have a conversation to take with someone, which is going to be a shift from the way you've been doing something now. You're dropping something. Like I said, You already know that this is what's getting ready to take place. You just haven't said the words and done the thing yet. So that is literally, I said what I said. This is where your fortune comes from in not waiting anymore. This is the week to say the words that need to be said. Just say them nicely as much as you possibly can about your future. Okay? Let's pull out another card to share maybe something else that we don't know or something else that could be supportive for you in your chart. And then we'll cap it off with the crystal card that you can use here for the full moon release. Absolutely feminine energy, asteroid Ceres. Okay, it's talking about nurturing energy. And that's literally what I was just saying. You need to go find where Ceres is in your chart. What planet does it sit and hit up against? Because this is the transition point that you're getting ready to take. The most important day is going to be this energy of Friday. Okay. The second card is literally what I just told you. Saturn coming out of retrograde. That is going to be the big kicker. You've been able to do what you've been able to do up until this particular moment, but it's created this imbalance for you. And the universe is like, we're done with that. The balancing effort for you is going to be moving forward. There's no more time to waste. It's time to get it done. We want to support you, and we're telling you that we're giving you this gift, and the only thing you have to do is be able to rebalance what that is going to look like for you. So if you can give yourself a couple of different weeks to work within those energies, you're going to find yourself being in a very good way. So, my friends, that is what I have for you this particular week, Sagittarius. Hang in there and use your words. Saturn retrograde ending is going to be supportive for you, and Mercury here is giving you permission. Mercury is giving you permission here to understand how much of the beauty way has already been in your favor. So you don't got to look backwards. You got to get back to the attitude of gratitude if you felt like you've lost it any way, shape, or form, because the universe is setting you up for some really strong comfort moving forward here. All right. Many blessings, Sagittarius. We will talk to you next week. Bye for now.